Uh, Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So before I go into all that, I'm currently going to be doing my Boxing Day predictions today. Quite a lot of games today in the Premier League. Of course, you've got Manchester United against Huddersfield at home at Old Trafford. You've got Leicester against Manchester City. You've got Tottenham at home to Bournemouth. You've got Chelsea away at Watford. You've got Arsenal away at Brighton. You've got Liverpool at home to Newcastle. So potentially, my predictions for all them games, I think Manchester United are going to come to beat Huddersfield, as I currently said, because Huddersfield are in very, very poor form. They're sitting 19th in the table. You know, they've lost the last 5 games, and potentially they're sitting 19th in the table. So potentially you would think it were Manchester United win. As I said, Huddersfield have got a few injuries, coming into this game, as I currently said, and obviously Manchester United have not lost a Boxing Day game at home since 1978, 1979, and we haven't lost to Huddersfield at Old Trafford, of course, since 1930. Of course, so that's a lot of years ago. And potentially Huddersfield have failed scoring 7 of their last 10 visits against Manchester United, as we all currently know. But it's going to be, and I think Man United are going to have too much because obviously Solskjaer's now in charge of us. We'll look a much, much better team. We'll look more confident in the team. He wants the players to express themselves. He wants potentially, he plans to unleash the pace of Pogba, Martial, Lingard, and Rashford on the opposition defence. As he was speaking about, he said Manchester United, he wants an attacking philosophy because he said it's the walls of Manchester United. He says that's the intentions of how Manchester United play. Of course, so he has said some few interesting stuff. He gets on, with the coach, he gets on with the staff here. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know, and he knows about the club. He knows the trappings of the club. He knows the club inside out. He knows the culture of the club because potentially he was a great, great player for 11 years, under Alex Ferguson. He has been discussing about his managerial style at the club as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but all he wants is attacking football, the players to put a good performance out, express himself, and he said he is going to give everybody the opportunity. Angel Gomez, as course, has come to the youth today. He's come to the today, the game, and as well, he's looking forward to coming back to Old Trafford. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting off to a flying start in his first game, winning by 5 goals to 1. Very, very comfortable. And I think Man United are going to be a better team. I think we're going to get full backs high up the pitch, which is what we want to do. Play good attacking football. As I said, pass the ball very, very well, create a lot of chances, score a lot of goals, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants. And I think the players are going to do this under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think they're going to express themselves. As we all currently know, he will be rotating the squad, so he will give everybody the opportunity. So he may make a couple of changes from the Cardiff win today. May do, I don't know. Calling what I've seen, Smalling's still out. I think Rojo's out. We know Sanchez, of course, he's out until January, as we all know. But as I said, reportedly he's going to get around £50 million to spend in January. Reportedly he's only allowed to get loan signings in January anyway, but he has got plans for the January window. And I said, if he progresses in this next 5 or 6 months, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who to say won't get offered the contract and who to say won't get the job, because he is happy fulfilling the managerial role at Manchester United, of course. But yeah, he's lifted the mood of the crowd. The players are full of confidence. They're playing at a high level. They've got the confidence. They've got spirit in the team, creativeness, and that's what we want to see at Old Trafford. So yeah, I think Manchester United Huddersfield. Obviously, Manchester United did lose against Huddersfield back in 2017, as we all know, by 2 goals to 1. But we've won the last 2 previous visits. The last meeting, Manchester United did win 2 goals to 0 in the FA Cup and 2-0 last season against Huddersfield at Old Trafford as well. So potentially we know Lukaku's still on compassionate leave, so he won't participate. But for me, it's going to be. It's going to be an easy Manchester United win. I think Manchester United are going to win comfortably. I think it'll be 4-0 or 5-1, to be quite honest with you, to Manchester United. So potentially our objective is this season to somehow try and get into the top 4. I think, which is still going to be very, very difficult because we are 8 points behind, and it's going to be, teams above us are not going to drop many points there again. City lost at home, at the weekend. City lost at home at the weekend. Chelsea lost at home at the weekend. So, potentially it does happen, as we all currently know. But yeah, 4-0 or 5-1 to Manchester United. You've got Brighton, you've got Arsenal going away at Brighton, as we all currently know. I think they're a better team now under Unai Emery, or Arsenal, of course. I still think they need to invest some money into their team. They still need to rebuild a little bit because they have got quite a few players, that could leave the club, as I explained, Aaron Ramsey's set to leave. He's set to leave on a 3 next summer. But he's a good box-to-box midfielder. I'd like him as a midfielder for Manchester United. I think he complements our midfield well. He was good in his Cardiff days where he'd risen up the youth system with Cardiff. He actually became the youngest first-team player ever. He made 22 appearances for Cardiff. He went on loan. He went on a loan period, to Nottingham Forest as well. But he's been at Arsenal since 2008. He's a player. Arsenal paid, £5 million for him. But he's done very, very well with his time with Arsenal. But he's guaranteed to leave on a 3 next summer. Got Danny Welbeck out, of course, for the season. As we all know, he's set to leave on a 3 next summer. Who they've had since 2014, I think. And they have got quite a few injury problems in their squad. As we all currently know at this moment in time, I think Mustafi's out. They've got Bellerin out, I think. They've got Welbeck, as I said, out for the season. They've had Ozil out earlier on in the season as well. So they've had a few injury problems. And for me, I think they're in the market to try and get another winger in this upcoming January window. I think they need to sort the defensive issues out as well, because I think they have got problems defensively. But I think, Lacazette and Aubameyang, good two players. They're a great partnership in Arsenal team. They score goals, they lead the lines very, very well. But they just need that extra, player, and they are in the search for a winger at Arsenal. And of course, they did go 22 games unbeaten. Obviously Southampton and then did that potentially. But they went back to winning with against Burnley, as we all currently know. So potentially, hopefully, for their perspective, they are back on form now. Numeram is a good manager. We know Arsenal have lost a lot of the good players over the years, as we all currently know. But they look a much better team than they did under Arsene Wenger. As I said, 22 years with Arsene Wenger. I said 12, 13 those years were good, but then all of a sudden it went downhill. He wasn't, he went years without winning any silverware. He wasn't players that he wanted in the transfer market. Wasn't spending enough money, and potentially Arsenal fans wanted him out. But they've got Umar in. It's his first season. Arsenal's target is probably to get into the top 4, top 3 this season. As I said, because it's only Umar first season. I think he needs a couple of transfer windows to bolster Arsenal's squad up. But they've got quite a few good players in the team. They've got Torrente, or however you pronounce his name, or Torrete. He's a very, very good player that's doing well for them. They've got 5 players last summer. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette, very, very good. Mkhitaryan really hasn't been delivering the goods, or he won't be. So potentially this is why Arsenal are in search for another winger. But yeah, they go away to Brighton today, 5:15 kickoff. I would say potentially it's going to be an Arsenal win. Brighton have got a couple of decent players, but I think Arsenal are going to win this. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Arsenal today. So that's my another prediction, as I currently said. You've got Liverpool at home to Newcastle. You've got to say it's going to be a Liverpool win all day, haven't you? Unbeaten in the league. They've scored, have they scored 40 goals now in the Premier League, or just under 40 goals, something like that? Defensively, very, very good as well. They've got great players. They've got great potential. Klopp's invested, in the last couple of seasons, as we all know. They've got class players like Mohamed Salah, one of the best players in the Premier League with great players. Got a lot of tenacity, his plays. Finishing's absolutely perfect as well. Mane, great player. Firmino, great player. You got Shaqiri. He's been very, very impressive for them since he come. Liverpool paid £13 million for him, as we all currently know, and potentially Liverpool, spent £171 million in the last summer window, but they're at home to Newcastle, as we all know. So potentially for me, Liverpool are only the team that haven't lost yet this season, as we all know. So it's got to be a Liverpool win. I'm going to go Liverpool 3-0 in that game. I think it's going to be an easy Liverpool win. Obviously, Newcastle have got Rafael Benitez as their manager. I can't really see Newcastle doing out. They're a poor team. Rafael Benitez, has actually won the Champions League in the past, as well, as we all currently know. But yeah, guys, I think Newcastle are going to win that quite comfortably, to be quite honest with you. Liverpool. Liverpool are going to win that quite comfortably, to be honest with you. So Liverpool 3-0, I've gone for. That's one of my predictions. Arsenal 3-1, Manchester United. I said 4-0, 5-1, but I'll go with one. I'll go with 5-1 to Manchester United in that game. Leicester, Manchester City. Right, you don't really know in this game, because potentially Manchester City have been on a blip, and lately, Pep Guardiola spent a lot of money into that Manchester City team. Spent £1 billion in all his career. He's a great manager who understands the philosophy. And, potentially, he spent more than half the £1 billion he spent in his career on Manchester City. As we all know, they have got world-class players, and they are playing well as a team, as we all know, but they have got a few injury problems. Obviously now Kevin De Bruyne is back from his injury, as we all know. They've got Benjamin Mendy out, so reportedly they have been in search to get a full-back in, because obviously Benjamin Mendy's out, as we all currently know. But potentially City lost City lost at home to Crystal Palace at the weekend, so potentially you never know. And Leicester did beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge at the weekend. Potentially you would think it would be a Manchester City win. To be quite honest with you, you're going to think that Manchester City are going to have too much class and too much potential for the likes of Leicester, but you never know what can happen in football. But I'm going to go with a Manchester City win, 2-1 to Manchester City, as we all know, because they've got Kevin De Bruyne, who's a good team player. He works hard for the team. They've got class players like Aguero and Sané, that can cause Leicester all sorts of problems. So I would go for the Manchester City win. I think they'll bounce back from the defeat to Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester City. You got Chelsea away to Watford. Now Chelsea, as Savvy knows that they do need to bolster the squad up in January, because he's got quite a few aging players. There could be a few players that be leaving Chelsea as well, as we all currently know. Potentially he's looking to strengthen up in January. I think Chelsea are lacking in that attacking third. I think they need another attacker to Chelsea, because Morata isn't delivering the goods. He could be on his way out. Eden Hazard, his future's still uncertain. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract. And Callum Hudson, an 18-year-old who's not getting enough minutes under his belt, so he could leave as well. But potentially for me, Chelsea did get, they were the second highest spenders during the course of last summer. They got Jorginho and they got Kepa for the world record fee, as we all know. But as I said, they do need another attacker in their team, the Chelsea. But potentially our links with quite a few players I've already told you about. They go away to Watford. Watford's sometimes a tricky ground to go to. Watford have got some good players. They've got Troy Deeney in that, who's a good player for them. They've got a few other good players at Watford as well. So potentially for me, it's going to be hard to call, but I think Chelsea are just going to nail this. I think it'll be probably, I'm going to go 3-2 to Chelsea in this game as well. And there's a few other games today as well, but I'm not too bothered about speaking about that with you. So yeah, they're my predictions today for the Boxing Day games. So I'm going to go Manchester United 5-1 against Huddersfield, 5-1. I'm going to go Liverpool 3-0 against Newcastle. I'm going to go Arsenal. I said Arsenal, didn't I? I said 3. Did I say 3-1 Arsenal? If I'm going to go Arsenal 3-1, Liverpool 3-0, as I said. I'm going to go Chelsea 3-2, and I'm going to go Manchester City 2-1. So potentially there are my predictions for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.